Canadian immigration policy can be very effective in those areas. In other areas, there's a question mark.
A lot of excitement about Canada being a host to the World Cup of Soccer, the FIFA World Cup. I think good reminder, a lot of people are under the misapprehension. Depending on where you're from, you're still going to have to meet all the assessment criteria.
That doctor policy is a big deal. You have 1 year of work experience as a doctor in Canada, you're going into a family practice or a clinical practice, you're being fast-tracked. I'm Howard Greenberg.
Hi, I'm Naumaan Hameed.
Well, today is the middle of December, Naumaan. We've got a year behind us and an unpredictable year ahead of us. So where do you want to start?
So I think when we've looked at the analysis of the year after the plan, the levels plan, what we believed is that immigration was going to be a measured approach, but there'd be changes. And we see lots of new opportunities. For example, you may want to comment on your view about doctors being a priority, 5,000 spots. And we'll also talk about maybe some temporary restrictions in some of the programs that have been popular as well. And I think that's what we're going to be looking at going forward for a little while.
Well, that doctor policy is a big deal. You have 1 year of work experience as a doctor in Canada, you're going into a family practice or a clinical practice, you're being fast-tracked. What an opportunity to capture the skills of doctors already proven in Canada. So put that one in the checkmark column for our government. That one works right. Mm-hmm. And then following that policy, there's a policy on researchers. I mean, top researchers, chairs, emeritus. Those researchers are being sought throughout the world, and they and their teams can come to Canada. I suspect that might be a response to the U.S. immigration policy, which is basically discouraging or cutting down on research in universities, and Canada's there to pick them up as they fall.
So let's go back on a couple of those points. So I think it's also quite smart to look at low-hanging fruit. If they're doctors in Canada, we should definitely go after them. But keep in mind, a lot of those doctors are also being pursued by other countries around the world. And I would also say, shouldn't the focus be also considering doctors who are potentially primed in jurisdictions that would be analogous to Canada and getting over this regulatory hurdle so we have more options? Well, it's quite a competition these days for doctors.
They've come out with a policy you can implement immediately. Licensing is a provincial issue, and that's going to take a little time to iron out.
Well, I think, that issue does have to be addressed because you have a great federal program, but if you can't get over the licensing, you're not going to have an active doctor.
Fair enough.
On the researchers, I think, look, we know students have been a problem in the past, but getting the right programs, cutting edge, whether it's AI or advancing programs with great students. I believe in one of the articles recently, I believe it was U of T, was able to secure a Harvard professor. And so hopefully, if this program is done properly, they can target some of the best talent, whether it's graduating students, just finishing their PhDs, or even faculty.
So a Canadian immigration policy can be very effective in those areas. In other areas, there's a question mark.
So I think you're hinting on two issues. One is backlogs. In some instances, we've seen a number of programs have been oversubscribed, and the plan doesn't currently facilitate enough spots to continue operating the program the way it's been. And one of the areas we're interested in, there's a lot of discussion that on Friday, there might be an announcement on the start of visa program. That's one of the programs where you have an oversubscription, some 47,000 applications, a plan of about 500. What do you think some of the possibilities might be that we see on Friday?
Well, anything could happen. Delisting of entities that provide certificates, putting a moratorium on certificates. I don't think that they're going into the backlog to refuse to backlog at this point. They need C-12 to do that, and we have no indication that's what's going to happen. But seriously, immigration program in terms of business applicants is not very inviting. There's no replacement for the startup visa program other than the provincial nominee programs. And actually, that's a good segue into the importance of provincial nominee programs as being the answer to the failures of the federal program.
Right. And we've seen that, Ontario is looking for feedback. They've been proposing a new program.
Right.
Some interesting streams, a global talent stream, even for individuals who are here working on an open work permit, some consideration for fast tracking individuals. So I think, although you're right, some of the federal programs might be paused or there may be restrictions, you also see opportunities provincially. So you have to look at both sides of the equation.
Right.
And maybe one point I'll make is if you're in the backlog,
Right.
for startup visa, for example, well, those spots are even more precious. Now you're in process. And if there is some restriction, make sure that you know if you're in good standing in your application, there's still opportunity to ensure that your application is as strong as possible.
Right. So the future is a little unpredictable. We do know that the emphasis is going to be on selecting individuals in specific streams, in high demand occupations, high demand skills, who hit the ground running and in Canada can absorb them. So that's the way policy is going to develop as we go forward.
And lots to watch out for. We know that there's a lot of concern about senior executives not getting enough points for express entry after arranged employment was taken out of the equation. Whether that will be another new draw, whether that's going to be introduced in this temporary to permanent 33,000 over 2 years. Bottom line is you have to be aware of all the changes and then make sure that you've got an opportunity to be considered when a new program is released. Another trend, you see a lot of media right now, a lot of excitement about Canada being a host to the World Cup of Soccer, the FIFA World Cup. I think good reminder, a lot of people are under the misapprehension. Depending on where you're from, you're still going to have to meet all the assessment criteria. If you need a visa, make sure if you've had a past refusal, or, can you demonstrate that you're going to return? You need to make a full, robust application demonstrating to the officer you'll come in, you'll attend, and you'll return. A lot of people are really excited and they miss some of those steps and they could be very disappointed.
Including the timing of your application. You may very well be in a backlog of processing and they won't get you in time and you miss your event.
Right. So you need to do that, I would say right now, is get going and get your application filed.
Absolutely.
As we approach the end of the year, the only constant in Canadian immigration is change. If you have any questions, don't forget to subscribe and please reach out for any updates.
La 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 la. You want me to octaves?
Sure.
Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, 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 testing. My body lies over the ocean. My name is Howard Greenberg.